Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Let me just see if I can get on Discord. Piglet might be racing this first one, so jump on the Discord. Hopefully it works this time. I think I worked out what it was, mate. I'm using different headphones and I plugged in too far, weirdly. Should be all good. Testing, testing. Alright, anyway. Gotta do a spin down sooner done. Shows 3 minutes, so I'm going off my head unit, which you can't see because it's behind my microphone. Alright, first race. Let's get Zwift power up. Have a look what we're dealing with. So if anyone doesn't know what this is, not Zwift Power, Zwift Insider. Doing Zwift Insiders 4 tiny races. Now where are we going? October 8th. First race is Innsbruck up the Lake Snapper. Next one's through the intestines in France. Next one's Mountain 8. I think we go up the reverse epic bridge or climb to that. Okay, then the last one's a London Classic Sprint. So we got burrito, no power up, aero. Rushed spin down today. Hey Zwifty. That's alright, Zwifty. These are just something for me to record me talking to myself most of the time. It's only just recently that people actually watch. Alright. What have I got? Almost, it's 9 minutes 50. That should be enough for a spin down. Unpair you guys. I love doing these races just because they're so bloody hard. Alright. Close you down, close you down, close you down. I don't trust using the spin down in Zwift with the Doritos. So I always use the Dorito, my e-training app on the computer. I think in Zwift it doesn't tell me a number. Whereas, because these, I think especially the Doritos, the belt breaks quite easily. So it tells me a number. If that number starts changing rapidly, I know the belt's going to break. The Zwifter doesn't tell me that, so it's nice to keep an eye on it. I've also got to do the pedals. So that number's slowly goes down, but at the moment it's what I expect. The number. So next thing's the pedals. Yeah, the snappers. Problem is though, it's got the burritos, which I love burritos because it's just makes the racing crazy because it's whatever, it affects other people, not just yourself. But it makes the leg snapper that much slower or longer because you're not hitting it with as much speed. It's more of a TT hill climb event by yourself. I've done a warm up outdoors. I rode from Richmond to Essendon about an hour ago. Got home. Got my pirate towel today. Actually can't see the stream this year. I think Piglet's going to be in this race. We'll see if he turns up. He's not feeling very good this week. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and jump through the group early before people start throwing burritos. But last time we did this course, exactly the same thing with the burritos. There was burritos at the start as soon as we went through the banner. And then burritos just as we hit the climb. So it might be worthwhile just as we hit the bridge, turn right onto the bridge. Maybe it's worthwhile getting momentum through there, hitting the burrito. Wait till I get to 4 kilometers so I get some XP to get myself closer to 53. Level 53. I want to get those rear vision glasses. Let me just check my fan. Put it on full blast. I've got one fan here and another fan there. I've got the Tron today. Hey Piglet. Well, I was thinking we'll go through just before the bridge. We'll see. If you go early, I'll try and follow your wheel, okay? But the thing is, we've got burritos, so even if we drop the burrito, we've got to make sure we drop it ourselves. If you're not going to be in the Discord, I'll take my earplugs out so I can breathe. Well, night on 4, there we go. Yeah, I just waxed my chain actually. Put the towel down to catch all the excess wax. Oops, I don't want to type 1. I want to press 1. Actually, I'll do a... I'm not wearing the burrito jersey, Piglet. I'm wearing the very colourful 80s jersey. Ah, Josh is there. Oh, John, you can jump in for the second race. I think one of them's crap, maybe the second race. I think the second race is a bad one. Don't do that. Jump in the third one. Yeah, probably not a good idea if you've eaten. Yeah, I think so. I think start from the back of the group. Just as we hit go right, maybe surge through the group, Piglet. But again, it depends on the pace. I'll try and let you know. I think my stream's 20 seconds slow. I'll take my earplugs out. I think my stream's 20 seconds slow, depending. So this will be an exercise in how to stuff it up. Got my pirate towel. Alright. Hopefully my unusual warm-up of actually riding outdoors helps me here. Everything's good. Heart rate, power, bike. Feels weird, don't know why, something feels odd. Hopefully I got everything set up and stream right. I haven't got my fire socks on. Remember Piglet, the burrito, everyone throws it as soon as they get it. Not everyone, a lot of people throw it as soon as they get it at this banner. So don't want to be at the back. Push right here. There goes. A lot of them. Straight up. So that's split already. Try and get a better view. See that? Just splits the field. Here they come, back from the burritos. Oh, Katie. David's going to see that and put it in his list of excuses, despite the fact he uses his laptop. Fan on. Alright, those who threw the burrito earlier should have done so already. Smooth sailing for a little while. Oh, there's one. Try and move up a little bit here with the draft. That's a better position. Just in case burritos get thrown again. I didn't watch the Grand Prix last night. Was it a different format? I thought I saw lots of races in one race. One's with power. Scott, how you going? I watched your stream. Your timing for those sprints were so good. Except you didn't. You had a burrito on the start banner of the thing and you held it till after the sprint banner. I yelled at you so much then. You could have got an arrow if you burnt that burrito, and then you burnt the burrito after the sprint banner. Everything else was perfect. Yeah, leg snapper. Leg snapper, Mick. Oh, some early attacks. I think Piglet might be. Where is he? Might be worthwhile trying to follow this down the hill. Maybe. We'll get to the back. Use the draft. Bridge across. You ready, Piglet? Alright, once we get to 52, move through the pack. This 80s kit, level 52 pick. Here comes the pack. A slight rest though. Oh, did I get Tracy? Yes. That went well. Yeah, exactly, Mick. If there wasn't burritos, that pack would have caught us. How'd you go, Piglet? Did you throw burritos at the front of the chasing pack? Piglet's feeling pretty sick. He's a bit off at the moment. There we have. I don't really recognise those guys. I know Leeson. I've got him. And I got Josh. Cheers, Piglet. There's a few riders in the race. I can't give you a ride on, do you? Yeah, I'm not sure if maybe I'd race against Keith. John, I'm not sure. Oh, come on, XP. Chasing XP now. Cheers, Josh. Those burritos, I remember last time, it made a big difference on that climb. I wanted to be in that pack that got away. I think a few of them burned their burritos early too. I only got hit with one as far as I remember. Alright, the next one's your one, Josh. This bloody climb up the bridge. Pretty certain that's what it is. Oh no, France. So we hit the balloon sprint arch. I actually like that one. It's a downhill sprint. No power ups. I'll do your trick, Mick. I'll join the other race and then back into this one. If I've got time. I've got to get to 8 kilometres. Oh, almost 8 kilometres. I hope to keep going into the mobile app after the streams to unhide these events, because I've got them set to be hidden at a certain distance. I'm sure you don't, but don't I? Burrito. Yeah. Oh, did I save my graph? Oh, I got a picture of it. Alright. 404? No. 3. Dual recording is a lot of work, Mick. I can start and stop, but you know I'm going to forget, so I've got to keep trimming it all. Alright, this is definitely a case of climbing bike. What am I in the shop for? Heart rate's killing me. Climbing bike. Scott, addict. Yeah, DT Swiss. I could go full climbing, but I'll try these. Nah, I don't edit the streams, I'm talking about the jewels. So with the jewels, you got to keep, because you obviously don't want to put your jewel up for every single race, or it looks odd. So it's just a pain in the ass. Am I in the right one? Yeah. Okay. When you got to do the dual recording, everything's backwards, so you got to make sure you don't do 4 instead of 1 or 1 instead of 4. People do chapters in their streams. I still haven't. Probably should do that. There's probably an automatic setting. Might be Streamlabs or something. But my audience is more sophisticated than that. They know how to use the accelerate button 2 times or move the thing. Got sweat on my glasses. Alright, 90 people in this race. This is we go through the squiggly wiggly stuff where it's easy to mess up, and then we go through the balloon sprint. Jewel. Yeah, that's what I do. I use one jewel and then I crop it. So obviously when I run one race and then the other race. Otherwise, if I don't do that, I'm going to forget to press start at one of the races for sure. It kind of gets confusing which one it is, I suppose. Alright. What have I got? The wrong bike, don't I? Ah, it's too late. I was thinking I was in the other one. That's alright. I'll still show me the Tron. Nobody didn't change it. Probably didn't know me. Jabbering along. I was lucky. Bloody knobhead, aren't I? So no power-ups. Not sure if Piglet made this one. He's doing a long DBR race after this. Doing the Carl COVID emergency plan. Hasn't got COVID though. Just the regular, not high profile sickness. Maybe. Definitely have to keep an eye on it, won't I, Mick? People love to attack early. So I'm moving forward now. No power-ups though, so the group shouldn't splinter as easily. Settle in again. So far, so smooth. Just try and hit the front as I roll through, backing the power off. Just trying to keep the effort as easy as possible. Still 4Ks to go. Feels like the balloon sprint's much closer than that. If someone said to me, how far to the balloon sprint right now? I'd say 2. It's deceptive. Yeah, Mick. Need to use that pack dynamics, don't I? A lot of places can be made on that last little downhill section if I'm in the right spot with the right momentum, or in the split. There goes someone. Slight downhill they say. Yeah. Just that little uphill positioning is so needs for precise there to build momentum. Although it should be going to be a case of just sprint like buggery from 800 metres. I think there'll be a few fresh riders now. There goes 2 riders. I'm going to gamble on this one. I'm not going to go in a small group, unless it's like 20 riders. Get in the draft, come on. I'm not in the draft. There we go. Get left. There we go. Nah, Mick. I just know the game. You want to be directly behind someone like real life. Not to the left or right of them. You still get dragged, but it's a lot less. I'm surprised people use Solos and go, oh my god, I didn't realise that. Here we go. Position, position, position. Fuck. Where's everyone? Have to go now. Oh, fuck that up. It didn't go as early as I thought. Well, I just gave up because I had no momentum. That's one of those cases where if you just time it wrong, it ruins it. Other races, people might go longer. Well, not really, Mick, I didn't give a crap. Once I was off the front, before the sprint section, I didn't bother. There was no way. It wasn't a sprint at all. Because I could have done 1300 watts. I'd buggered it already. What I was thinking is that on that second riser, people would go long, which could happen. You've got to gamble sometimes. That gamble did not pay off. That's the great thing about tiny races. It don't matter. Go to the next one. This is what I like about it, is you can learn finishes. Next time we do this course, I'll try a different method. It might not work. Yeah, it was, John. Every one of these tiny races, everyone's gone like hell from 500 metres. Hey, David. Well, I messed that one up, David. Saved my legs. But I went early like I usually do. Everyone was just sitting there. And so I lost momentum and just pulled the pin. Yeah, I'll forget about it in 10 seconds though, John. Because we've got another race coming. Should I? Yeah, I can do 9 kilometres before the next one. The next one's a bitch. It's going to be that climb up to the bridge. Full gas 2-minute effort. I think it finishes as we hit the arches of that main bridge after the flying boat. The good thing is, not much timing in this one. It's just full gas. Yeah, Piglet. It was weird. I think if there was 10 of us, we would have worked beautifully. But yep. Yeah, it's going to be horrible, John. It's similar to the one we did a few weeks ago where we go up the forward epic KOM. It's just the climb up to the jungle onto that bridge. Yeah, Piglet. I think, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not going to DBR, Piglet. Piglet's off to do 150 million kilometres, points, segment times, something, racing. I'm not having any of that. Oh, I've done 9 kilometres. Menu, end ride. I've done that. Make sure I got my graph. Don't need G because it was pathetic. That was pathetic. Yeah, COVID nothing. Alrighty, make sure I get the climbing bike this time. Scott. Where are you, Scott? Ah, got it this time. Alright. Haven't got enough time to go into the fourth one. Get my start position. At least I'm fresh now. I'm not going to feel so fresh the next one. We go through the rollers, I think. I hope I don't go through the volcano. Not the dirty climb. Probably should drink more of this. Oh, last race was kind of relaxing. Hey James. First race I was brilliant, second race I was crap. But I'm fresh after the first race didn't work. My second race didn't work out so well. Gonna need to be fresh because this is hard. Okay, so we go. Yep, I know where we're going. Through the tunnel, through the dirt left. No power ups. I think it's going to smash me, James. Two-minute effort, I think. Maybe. I can't remember. I remember something about 2-minute effort. This is one Josh should do really well on. Josh Harris. I think he's just in front of me now. In the arrow kit. Yep, that's Josh. Well, I prefer the short efforts and the 10-minute efforts. I tend to do better in them. Yeah, I tend to do better in them. They still hurt. Just that they're over and done with quicker. This one's a bit steeper though. The forward KOM's a bit shallower, so I can draft. This one is draftable, but that 13-14% really bites. Someone's going for it. Another one chasing them down. Good work. Everyone just sits in. Someone else is chasing though, so move to the front. Try and get an easy bridge if someone else goes. Shut it down. It's like the burritos on the first race. If you're going to go long, probably do this after this little climb through the gravel. it's such a climb. You can make up 10-15 seconds on the climb, so yeah, John, that first right-hander, so easy to dig in too hard. We're talking about this bit here, coming up. Try and get a bit of draft through it here. There you go, I think it's the same rider who tried to go early before. What am I doing on the front? On the bridge, Mick, to the left. Yeah, reverse Epicom bridge. It does. Oh, you dropped a grip. Oh fuck, don't give up now. That's hit me like a ton of bricks now. Nice one, Josh. Yeah. Good call. Scott, come on. Give me a U-turn. Why can't I U-turn? U-turn, you bastard. U-turn. There we go. Just had to yell at it. That guy who won, who was it? What's he using, David, today? Is he using his power meter? Josh lost high. Josh is a monster. 4.8, but doesn't show the climb. Moved a photo, don't I? Yeah, Phil. Did you use the sours? All right, super tuck. You fidgety widge. Go on 18 once. I'm not doing 18. I'm not doing 2. You bastard. Come on, it's 55. 56. I need the aero bike, don't I? Come on. I won't super tuck, will I? There we go. I need to kick it, don't I? Alright, 7 kilometres done. Might be able to get one more in. Yeah, Friday nights are good for the Grand Prix. I think the viewing's down, but to be honest, they're not big ratings hits anyway. It's only the diehard like us. You still kick my ass, won't you, David, regardless of what he's using. I just like to see what people do in their duels. Rightio, so for the next event, what is it? London Classic, I definitely need the aero bike. Are you doing this one, Daz? Please don't. You're gonna kill me. On here is in that second race, Daz. I was doing what I usually do, and these tiny races, and it went so late I completely messed the timing up. Good thing was it gave me a little bit of a rest. Yeah, it does. What the hell is going on there? I don't know. It was like it was a point sprint for ZRL, where everyone was saving themselves for later on. It was not a tiny race finish at all. Maybe we were just hammering it so hard as they couldn't keep up, and then they just swamped us with the draft. Oh, come on. There we go. 1 minute to end this ride. get back into the other one. Change my bike. Be back at the field, doesn't matter on this event. Where's my event? Yeah, too much power, John. That was our problem, wasn't it? Too much power for not enough time. Garage, frame, S for specialised, the very bottom, S-Works, wheels, DT, and done. Plenty of time to spare. Even time for a drink. Rightio, aero. I think we only get one aero power up. We go through that banner. I think that's it. I'm not sure which direction we go through for the classic sprint. Find out. Oh crap. There, I'm on draft now. Let's see who's at power up early. There's always a few that do. There we go, 1. Will we get 10? Hey Gunner. There's 2. I reckon a few might pop here. No. Educated riders today. Come on, Dorito. Don't do me dirty here. Do me dirty again, Dorito. Could be, Katie. Very small community. How goes this? Last race of the day. Cruise back home. The Yarra River's really high at the moment because we had massive rainfalls. It's a nice ride around it. A lot of the paths are flooded. Yeah, Gunner. Flexing. Couldn't make it the Burritos jersey. Scott hurries up. James will get there in no time. I got the Tash going as well, I think. That's right, I couldn't get just the moustache. 2.5. We must just go straight left. Oh no, we must go around to the right through the 1 kilometre go banner. Downhill finish, which is really long. Jazz has got this lined up for sure. Bad use of the power up. They're going long though, so maybe not. Alright, sit in the pack. That split's not far enough. Oh, not too far out. Too far out. Just like the timing that time. So that was as a result of race 2. I tried to adjust from race 2. Got it completely wrong. Oh. Yeah, James, I messed up though. If you go back and watch race 2, it was a short sprint and I was hung out to dry. So much so that I pulled the pin on the sprint. This time I thought that they'd do similar and misjudged it totally. Got it all wrong. Yeah, John. Funny thing is, if that was the second race, I would have gone 300 or 400 metres earlier. By the time I went then, you can see everyone else already had the momentum on me. I couldn't drag them back. That's what these races are about, for me anyway. It's one thing to have the power. I don't really have Scott's power, but if you get the timing right, get your tactics right, it makes a big difference. Yeah, Gunner. I'll be disappointed though. Not from the effort, just from the tactic. If I was to do that again, I would have sprinted hard through the pack with 800 metres to go and then just tried to hold on. The way I did it then, it was just a average finish. But next week, if we do that course again another time, I'll do a different way. What's my maximum power? Usually for these tiny races, my maximum power is not that high. Yeah, 895. Because of all this stuff beforehand. I should have gone here. That's where I should have gone hard. Even if I died through here, I would have had that extra 70, 80 metres. I still would have had draft. Alright, let's hope see how Daz went. He wasn't following my wheel like in race 2 this time. Yeah, see, Josh getting 21st kind of makes me feel better. Daz 16th. So these sort of guys, I have to look at the stream again. I don't know how 7.0, it doesn't make sense. Usually it's how, can't be 7 minutes. What's 13 and 9? What's going on there? I have to look at race 2, but I wonder what these guys went in race 2. Oh, race 1 was good. Bit disappointed with the rest. Oh, actually no, race 3 was good. Race 3 was as good as I could possibly expect. Give it a 1. One of the things I don't like about that finish is that I wasn't completely dead when we hit the line, which is fine if you get a good result, but when you don't get a good result, it's annoying because you're thinking, well, I could have gone longer. I left effort on the table. See the graph, it's only a very short final sprint. I was trying to time it right, but I messed it up. Should I go left or right? I'll go right. If I got a good result, I'd be happy. But one of the things is I want to feel absolutely drained if I get a bad result. Then I feel good, because I put everything I could into it. But getting a bad result and knowing you had stuff left on the table is the worst. Yeah, John. I've done really well on that one, but it's not with, it's with smaller groups. With big groups, it's a lot harder to see what's going on. Power-ups get thrown and you can't see the front of the bunch. I was actually looking more at distance to go, which I don't normally do. Thinking, okay, 600 metres, I went 600 metres in the second race, and it was completely bollocks. So waiting, and balls it up. And you know it straight away too. When I saw everyone else throw their arrow before me, yeah, it is Daz, but there is a bit of fun in trying to work out what's going to happen. And there is people who do it better than others. Yeah, that's what I usually do is, as we go into that, we hit the red brick. What I usually do is trying to build up momentum from there, from the back of the pack, not too far back, but I try and hit the top 10 from there before we hit the segment start, John. Because I know I can't win the sprint. What I'm hoping is people go around me and I can continue getting the draft and hopefully getting away from the late sprinters. In a smaller group it's totally different. But I knew straight away I'd balls that up when a second before I started sprinting, as I thought I'm going to sprint here, I could see everyone else start going. And you never win those. Not unless you're the best sprinter in the group. I'm not the best sprinter in the group. So I'm just going to sit in the same spot from when I start sprinting to the line. I might pass people that have gone really early and blown up, and the people around me, we all finish together. It's like getting on the bus. You hop on the bus and you get off the bus at the same spot. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, John. I try and move forward. As I hit that arch, I try and have momentum through the group. Try and spot the front of the group. In big groups, I never win. But I have done some good sprints through there. Smaller groups are totally different. The other thing is too, if you've got really good power, you can balls up the sprints and still make up for it. You got more time, basically. More time to make decisions. If you got the best sprint, you can just wait till everyone else starts sprinting, and then you go. With these tiny races, what I really like about them is going longer than I can expect and trying to hang on. That second race was more about, I went way too early, there's no chance of hanging on. But a lot of the times, going early, hanging on to grim death. Oh. Can't win them all, or do well. Can't do a good effort every time. Go back to the spike swap. Come on, don't pedal. Radio. Steely. Go the bright yellow. I've been looking through my division DAS. When you join Division 1 next season, there's a few riders who are being extremely deceitful. You might want to check one of the riders' weights. One of the big boys, or one of the big boys' teams. Check their weight. They're usually one of the most vocal in the races about others cheating. He's a bit of a knobhead. Well, not so much big lad, but his weight. Been cheating his ass off and lost 3 kilos over a weekend after he had to put it back on again. I'm not saying anything. Also, Daz, we've got a few riders in the other teams who are pretending to do a record. Sticky wadding to hell. I think ZRL really needs to get their act together when it comes to sticky watts. Or, to be honest, probably get sick of doing ZRL if it's always people turning up doing sticky watts. Ruins the racing. We I think it was lap 3 or 4. There was a split, and one of the riders sticky wadded on the downhill and brought back some strong riders. Sam Hill's not a cheat, I'm not saying he is, but Sam Hill got helped back by someone sticky wadding. Not saying he won't have got back, but it ruins the dynamics of the racing. If you get dropped, you shouldn't be using sticky watts to get back. Nah, they are, Daz, but they're not. It's basically like if we've got our own Discord, we can't ride for Aero. We ride for a community team. I actually think Aero mess up. We've got Josh Harris. He's got a kick of 5. Went to the World Championships for Australia for marathon running. He's a beast. And they don't have him in the Premier Division races. He's in Aero community team, but the Aero elite team's a different team. They don't even talk on our Discord, like the Discord group. So it's like a different arm. Yeah, David. So basically, John, you know when you come around the arch and you're going down the hill, the rider was sprinting hard and then stopped sprinting, but his rider will sprint for 3 more seconds. So you just put in 2 or 3 second massive sprint, and this rider hasn't got a massive sprint, so he's doing 9 watts per kilo. But then he does 9 watts per kilo for another 3 seconds. And then his rider automatically enters super tuck straight away. And then after a few seconds, once the super tuck starts slowing down, he'll sprint again for a few seconds and then stop. So you hit ginger numbers, as we call it, red numbers, for a long time, like 6 seconds, and then you see their number almost stop, but they start pedaling just before it stops because they know that if people see ginger and then nothing, ginger and nothing, they call them out. So they get smart enough to do basically sprint, stop, 1, 2, and then pedal again, and then sprint, 1, 2. They get pretty sophisticated with it. But when you're going down a hill, as Nathan Guerra puts it, sit and sprint. No, I was on the, not Innsbruck, not today. I was on the ZRL Paris as you're going down the hill. So it just drags people along with you because you're going sprinting, super tuck, sprinting, super tuck, sprinting, super tuck. And it just breaks the dynamics of the race. And what makes it so, well, cheating mother effer is because what they do is they dual record with their power meter, say that it's their trainer, and they're dual recording with one power meter. So what you could do in theory, like with Vasio duos, I can go into the app, same with 4i, go into the app, turn them up, 125% on the Asioma duos, dual record, label one of them as primary, as my trainer, another one as my power meter. And it looks beaut. It looks fantastic. And you can sticky white. It's more, I think when you get to categories, say A and B, D, C, B, it's an issue, but it affects your power profile. So you kind of get auto-cutted up. In ACAT, doesn't get caught. And in races that require dual records, it won't get caught because people don't pay attention to the dual records. If you dual record, I was talking to the guy who created Source with Strava and Source with Zwift. He was saying it was amazing how bad the data is with the software. It depends on what software you're using, how it reads the power meters. So you can record with Zwift with the same power meter in a Wahoo will look different. And it's an issue that's really annoying me at the moment actually, because it's not so much dual recording. Okay, you have a power meter and you have a trainer that read 2 or 3% different. That's fine. They're crap. Power meters, trainers, it's just the way they are. But if you then use a single power meter for dual recording and you change the labels, then you don't know. Like that person could be turning it up 125%. And the intent is obviously to cheat. So even if they are legit, the fact that they're doing that to cheat, and people don't realise it. That's what annoys me. That's what this rant's about. Teams don't, or ZRL don't give a crap. WTRL don't give. A lot of the top TT teams have these riders in the ZRL. Yeah, Marco, it's just annoying me. Yeah, you got to look at Companion app. But the thing is, you look at the Companion app, Daz, and I know a lot of riders who are doing it, but you send a message to WTRL and nothing happens. One of the top teams in the WTRL TTTs as a rider, constantly doing it. My team know who I'm talking about. I've sent 4 or 5 messages to WTRL. And now they've got that new portal that just says appropriate actions been taken. Which is basically, they don't give a crap. It's too hard. It is, I have contacted the team because it's one of the big teams. And because it's one of the big teams, they actually have different captains. So one of the captains said, yeah, this is not right. So he doesn't race with them anymore. But he still races with another team. And the captain doesn't give a crap. Yeah, people are keeping you happy. Showing you racing. How's your race going? So that's my rant. But it was interesting because I was talking, because I paid for Source. I actually don't. Source doesn't really give me anything I don't know already. But it gives me the access to the Discord, talking to all the nerds in the Discord chat. And it was interesting what they were saying regarding dual recording using the same power meter. And what they're saying is that, yeah, like say the Asiami duos have, I have no blood in my brain at the moment. The data, Marco, you might know. Basically the fidelity of the data. For one pedal stroke you might get 360 points of data. But the software that's being used for it basically just picks up the 1 second. So it's not such a big deal, but what it means as its consequence is it means that you can dual record with 1 power meter and it looks like 2 power meters. Yeah. Am I okay? Who are you talking to? I'm okay, I'm just annoyed. John, yeah. Even Bluetooth and Amp Plus. I find that Bluetooth gives me a higher 1 second power. So if you're a sprinty bugger, use Bluetooth, as long as it's working properly. I've got to check out, I'll be interested to see what Wi-Fi does, John. Kicker 5, Kicker 6. So here. How'd you go when the tiny races are here? You probably joined at the wrong time with me being a whiny, having a wine. I've just finished my races though. Did you do the races? I did. Don't bother watching this. Which one? Second or fourth one? Don't watch that. Yeah, John, I'd like to see the dual recording between, what I like to do is do Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and Amp Plus with the same device. Especially with Zwift racing where 20-minute power means nothing most of the time. How many people in the race? C-Cat would have a lot more than A-Cat. Marco, don't start me on. GP Llama's good, but I have issues with some of his understanding. He does something which I really dislike with the plus or minus accuracy. keeps doing something which is all the community get wrong. Plus or minus accuracy is not accuracy relating to watts. It's accuracy regarding reading. So whenever he does his test, he goes, oh, this trainer's plus or minus 1%, and this power meter's plus or minus 2%. So within 3%, that's what you expect. But that's taking a completely wrong approach. It has nothing to do with the 3%. So yeah, he does a lot of good stuff, but he and DC Rainmaker perpetuate that assumption, which is wrong. I don't want to have a fight with Shane. He gets crankier than me. You think that I'm a shouty bugger. You can. So here you stream it. I've got to ride back to Richmond. It's not that far, but my partner Whitney, she'll be cranky if I don't get home. Be a nice dinner waiting for me. Daz, I'm the life of the parties talking about this. You should see it. People always ask him what my Zwift power ranking is. Yeah, Marco, he does do that. Like, he does do a lot of things good. That's why I don't want to have an argument about it, because the data that he presents is good enough. I just dislike the perpetuation, well, I don't know the right word, but using the plus or minus accuracy in an incorrect way isn't educating people about it. For instance, the Saris H4, inside word is, they are rubbish, absolute rubbish. You'll see very few Saris sponsored riders riding a H4. They're plus or minus 1%, but they're not accurate. They're not accurate at all. That's why I suspect, I don't know, but when the Saris, big boy Saris team said they're not going to be racing the Grand Prix for various reasons, us in the burrito chat had a bit of a laugh from the rumours that we heard about the H4s. Yeah, Marco, that's the thing. The stuff that Shane does is good. It's definitely worthwhile. Same with DC Rainmaker. I don't want to rubbish. Someone just would like it if they clarified the plus or minus accuracy as precision. Shane did talk about it a few years ago, there is no industry standard for accuracy, and there is no third party checking the claims of companies. So they claim 1%, but there's not an independently verified organisation that will check. Yeah, that's the thing. So Quark, Wahoo, Asiomas, they're close enough. I trust my Dorito, I trust my Asiomas. They won't read identical. Sometimes I'll be plus or minus 0%, sometimes I'll be plus or minus 3 or 4%. They're close enough. It's more just I want people to understand the difference between plus or minus accuracy claimed by the manufacturers and what it really is. It's pedal stroke to pedal stroke. If you do 300 watts, one pedal stroke should be plus or minus 3% or 2% or 1% to every other pedal stroke. For that, I think it's even for that session. Well, so that's the next thing, John. That rabbit hole is the software. So the power meters, like Asiomas, they have high data fidelity. But if the software is not picking it up, then you're adding in more plus or minus accuracy. So that's what the source guy's finding. Power meter might be 1%, but the software hasn't got a precision accuracy, has it? not a stated one. So that's why you'll find a lot of the times you do 10 sprints, one sprint might be 1200 in my case. Another sprint might be 1250. They could be exactly the same sprint, but the software only picks up that data point. So this is my rant today. If I keep looking this way, it's because that's where, I know you're sitting there looking at me, but I've got the chat over here. Yeah, Marco, I always trust trainers over power meters. Because getting back to my point before, if someone can go into the Asian app or the 4i app, or even Quark, and they can mess with it. Whether you go into the app and just press 125%, or you do mess with the zero offset, or static weight test. I'm not sure which way it is, but maybe you instead of using 25 kilos, you use 20 kilos or 30 kilos. You can mess with that. You can mess with spin downs, but Tax Neos I really like because of the fact that you can't do a spin down. So I trust a Tax Neo over anything else. First Tax Neo is probably not that great because you can overpower it and spin out, but in terms of power data, then I'd take Wahoo's. My original Gen 1 kicker, it's actually pretty damn accurate if I use the power meter that's actually built into it. If I use the updated software, it's actually pretty rubbish. That's one reason why I got the Dorito. But if I put it back to the original firmware, or the second iteration of firmware, it's pretty damn accurate. It slightly overreads compared to my Asiomas by 1% or so sometimes, but it's always very similar. The Dorito, I like the Dorito. I don't like the road feel as much as the Wahoo, but I like the accuracy. But again, you can mess with the spin down, as David likes to laugh about. Well, we'll get onto that, David. David likes to laugh about it. I can just get an Allen key out, turn the Allen key, and I can wind up the Dorito. Kicker 5, which David's got, or the Kicker 6, I do like because it's a bit harder to mess with. David hates his though. It gives him a kick in the balls every time he uses it because it underreads compared to his Asiomas. Which is weird because when he first got it, it was beautiful. I still think David has an issue with his. John, the amount of chat in Burrito talking about which is the best drill. We've got Gunnar and Carl, and they both, forgot what it was, it might be 399 and 400 watts for 20 minutes. And then Peter posted up a picture of a drill rated at 400 watts. That seems a bit sus, doesn't it? David makes a very good point. Often when I see someone with power and they've got 14,000 different things written in their profile and a weighing video, or automatically think they're sus. If they've had to put that much effort into making themselves seem legit. There are people who are very legit, but as a guy that a few seasons ago in ZRL, when my team know who I'm talking about, whose team swore black and blue that they're legit despite the fact that they destroyed the Premier Division riders' time up reverse epic. And it turned out we were right. His watt bike was way overreading. To his credit, he now races and dual records. Dual records are pretty bad, but that's just the way things are. And he races his low ACAT, which is where you expect him to be. If it was me, I would have just been so embarrassed, I would have just deleted Zwift. Started up a new name if I was that wrong. Because he was beating Lenny Turgle's time up reverse KOM. Which is not impossible, but if I was beating Lenny Turgle's time up reverse KOM doing 14 hours a week, I'd be asking questions. 6 batteries. You got the fast charging going. You just use one then. Charge it on doing downhill. I haven't tried my whoosh. I should. I keep trying to go into RGT and then I see an RGT stream. One of my teammates from the Aero community team did a TTT in RGT. So here, and I just thought that looks horrible. He is using his phone, but it's just the dynamics. I'm so used to seeing the dynamics of Zwift. So I definitely want to get to something else. You can do the Uber pretzel with that Piglet. If anyone's wondering who Piglet is, because I'm getting a few new people in the chat now. That's Paul Hamlet. Took me a long time to work out why I was Piglet, but it was because of ham. Yeah, that's why I'm always like making sure we finish before 4 hours, David. Our batteries are running out. Probably got to stop at the bottom with do a quick charge just to make sure. Peter, you joined my bullcrap talk stream. Ben talks shit. Yeah, you did, Peter, but you didn't miss much. I did really well in the first race. Terrible in the second race. Good in the third, terrible in the fourth. So now I'm just having a whine to try and forget about them. First race was good because of the burritos. I got into the break. Yeah, I'm in Melbourne's here. We just had a massive storms that they've hit. Oki Man, who's John, was saying that they had massive storms. I think you're in, I'm trying to remember where you are, John. It's like Wollongong? I know you're on the east coast. Yeah, Sydney. So I went through the Yarra River today's here, just on a casual ride. I don't really do much training outdoors anymore, I just cruise around. It's much more fun. And the Yarra River's flooded. Watching people doing whitewater rafting down Dwight Falls. I've gotten past that now, Marco. She just won't let me do crit racing, but I kind of don't really want to do crit racing myself. It's more like I enjoy doing this, talking crap. I can't stream when I'm doing crit racing, can I? That's one thing today when I'm riding around, just chatting to myself. I say hello to a lot of people on the bike path, just to keep myself entertained. I should tell them to like and subscribe. You got the vegan jersey on. Daz, you haven't got the steel bike. Got to get the steel bike going. Oh, I lost a wheel. No, it's back again. Do you reckon they're going to get new... What's going to happen if you win a ZRL race this series? There's so many ZRL helmets now. Anyone watch Flight of the Conchords? I want to get a helmet made of hair, which I kind of got now, but even bigger. I need to pump my tyres up, Marco. Oh, you don't need it, Peter. You got the afro. Well, you don't usually use the afro. You use that. Look at all those ride-ons shining in the sun. Oh, I was going to say I better get out of the saddle with my. Looks pretty weird seeing disc brakes on the steel bike, doesn't it? Modern technology. And I've got rim brakes as well. I need to have hydraulic brakes if I'm going to have 4 brakes on my bike. Imagine the stopping power. I'm trying to get to, I think it's level 55, Marco. There's a supposedly rear vision sunglasses. Do you remember a stream I used to do? Well, a stream I did in those no HUD races where I had my Apple TV set up to be looking behind me. So I had a rear vision camera. I'll be really interested to see what the rear vision sunglasses do. Yeah, John. See if you can find a good coupon. Missed out on the end of financial year sales. They've actually, I saw, oh that's right, my source got updated. Cheers, John. Have a good night. 8:36 here in Australia, if anyone's wondering. So, it's kind of funny, Marco, because if you didn't update your source, you wouldn't have it, but the new update turns it off in no HUD races. Cheers, Daz. It's daylight savings in Europe soon, isn't it, Marco? So we've just changed over daylight savings last week. That's why I'm an hour's different compared to usual. I had a 7 o'clock race instead of a 6 o'clock race today, and my ZRL's an hour different on my streams. I asked the source developer, what's his name, Mayfield, but not the Zwift developer. Yeah, so here the best races are the European races in terms of depth. I used to do the American time zones for the ZRL. They're also pretty strong. They seem to always be full of sprinters. Yeah, we've got Evo do a lot of, like Greg Morgan, Mashed Potato. I see a lot of them in my races. I think they're in, probably get it wrong, so I don't want to say, but I know they're in Southeast Asia. But European time zone races are always the best. Especially when it comes to Zwift power points. A lot of Australian races have really terrible Zwift power points and they smash me. I don't get, even if I beat them, I get nothing. My Australian aero community teammate Josh has actually got a massively good rating at the moment because of doing these races. I think he's top 30 in Zwift Power now. Rightio. I'll go to 30 kilometres and then I've got to call it a night. Take my pedals off this bike and chuck it on my gravel bike and go ride my gravel bike on bitumen. I actually used it today. I rode on some dirt around the Yarra River. Cheers, David. Catch you in a Discord knobhead chat. Canyon Grail. As I was saying before, Mark, I don't, when I ride outdoors, I just ride outdoors for fun. Nice cruisy rides. So, something that is practical. Cheers to you. Hey Piglet, how many kilometres are you in? I still got 1 more kilometre to go. You got to fill me in for the content. So here you know who Piglet is. He's always on Phil's. Basically, he's usually carrying Phil up hills. 51, so another 300 kilometres to go. Will feel like 300 kilometres after another 50. Have the sprints been bloody hard? Oh, I'll use my arrow to get a few seconds there quicker. Yeah, Marco, it's good having a good bike, but when I ride my gravel bike outdoors and I ride my road bikes, to be honest, it makes no difference to me. Strava times don't really, I've lost interest in Strava times. Good thing about the gravel bike is I can just bash it over things, go over gutters. If I find a dirt road accidentally, I just go through that. So at the moment I've got 3 bikes. One of them doesn't do anything. Then I've got this one, which is an old Pinarello, like 2010 Pinarello, with, I put DI2 on it. I do ride it outdoors occasionally, but most of the time I'm just on my gravel bike. It's got disc brakes, not single speed, 1x 1132 cassette, which is all I need, just cruising around the city. Yeah, we do, but I'm in Melbourne, Marco. So with the gravel that I hit, it's like if I'm riding around Yarra River or parklands and things. So I have done gravel events, which are fantastic. But it's just if I'm riding with Whitney to places, because she's got a city bike which has got big 38mm tyres. It's just a beast. Bloody heavy, but it's a bit odd riding a road bike with 25mm tyres while she's on a city bike. We got some amazing gravel roads. If I could choose where to live for riding, I could just do like GP Lama, Shane Miller. I'd just go and ride gravel. Where I grew up in Canberra, they call it the bush capital because you've got a town, it's only got 450,000 people and it's all spread out. Tristan, the 2 Nathans, I think both the Nathans. 606 for the volcano. Bloody hell, people. Where am I going? Don't go down here. Turn around. It's actually where Jay Vine, he's from Queensland, but he's been in Canberra for a long time. So Jay Vine used to do all his training if he wasn't on Zwift. Riding his mountain bike if he wasn't on his road bike. You can ride 2 minutes out of the city and you're on gravel. As a kid, I used to spend all my after school activities just riding around on my mountain bike really badly. I was such a fraidy cat. I was always the one that stood back and watched other people do stupid things first, and then decided I wouldn't do it because they all got hurt. Which is probably smart, really. I was going to do 30 kilometres, wasn't I? Oh, that'll do. I've got to go. It'll be a midnight stream. I don't want to take Peter's market away from him. Yeah, woodland riding. I really like riding pine forests where you got the pine needles on the ground. They had really good traction, as long as they're not too many pine needles. Pine needles and gravel, fine gravel. It's really nice to ride on. You got a nice river to ride along too, Marco. You can't complain. All right, I'll do that after I finish my stream. He does. I'll get a letter from his lawyer, Piglet. A cease and desist, or something like that. All right, I better go. Have a good one, everyone. I'll see you probably Tuesday with our next stream.